Hey yo, Sea Kings Fight News. Let's talk about this one. The only way Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder. There's only one way this fight can happen again. There's only one route. And if these two guys can just keep winning, there is a small chance we could see this super fight be resurrected from the ashes. Because right now it's in the ashes. Right now, both of these guys are dealing with their own opponents. AJ could not beat Andy Ruiz, but he's got a second chance. So let's get into it at Sea Kings Fight News, man. We got more on this. All right. So on Deontay Wilder's part, he's got his next two fights lined up. He's got to deal with Luis King Kong Ortiz. Right? Just get rid of Ortiz, man. He's an old man. I'm sorry. Luis Ortiz is an old man, and I have lost some respect for Luis Ortiz because he could have been the one to be fighting Anthony Joshua in New York, and he turned it down. His team turned it down. No one else. So shame on Luis Ortiz. Deontay Wilder. If he can get past Luis Ortiz, he's got to deal with Tyson Fury yet again. Tyson Fury, who actually has been looking to get his confidence back after the first fight. Right? And it seems to be back. Right? And for Anthony Joshua, what does Joshua need to do? He needs to beat Andy Ruiz ASAP. Anthony Joshua needs to beat Andy Ruiz in the rematch. We know it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. And we know it. Apparently there's going to be some VADA testing. You know, who really knows? Who really knows about the drug testing? Because, you know, that could be a little bit of a risk for Andy Ruiz. Because this fight, there's a lot of money riding behind this fight. And would the powers that be allow it to continue, even if there was some drug testing issues, right? That's a whole nother conversation, but at the end of the day, Anthony Joshua has never had any adverse findings when it comes to drug testing. He's never had any adverse findings. I'll give him that. He's never tested positive. You could say the same thing about Deontay Wilder, who's never tested positive at all. Right? Right? Okay. So Anthony Joshua needs to beat Andy Ruiz. Now that's a tall order. Because we all saw what happened the first time. But on top of that, Anthony Joshua needs to then beat one of his mandatories that will probably be called. Most likely, it's going to be Kubrat Pulev. So AJ's going to have to beat Andy Ruiz and then beat up on Kubrat Pulev. If those two fights, if AJ can find a way to beat Ruiz and then take out Kubrat Pulev, that's the only way we're going to see Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua. Because at that point in time, there shouldn't be anything in the way of these two guys fighting again. And it would be unification, and it would likely be for undisputed. The problem is, I'm not sure if Eddie Hearn believes in AJ like that after what Andy Ruiz did to Anthony Joshua. After what Andy Ruiz did to Anthony Joshua, what do you think would happen? Any promoter would have to ask themselves, what do you think would happen if Deontay Wilder got his hands on AJ? The most devastating puncher in the heavyweight division and pound for pound in the sport is Deontay Wilder. The most concussive puncher in the sport right now is Deontay Wilder. No question about it. He's proved it time and time again. So to me, that is that's still the marquee matchup. But at the same time, I'm not sure if it'll ever happen. And I told you that many years ago. I'm not sure if that fight ever happens. But you know what? This is the only chance. This is the only route for both these guys to find a way to make the fight happen. Because as Deontay Wilder saying himself, he's looking to take out Ortiz, he's looking to take out Fury, and then go for unification. Right? So if AJ happens to have the belts, I would expect Deontay Wilder to go after Anthony Joshua. And I'm sure the fight would be very lucrative once again. Now that's just my take, and it's really the only chance. Otherwise, this fight probably never happens. And even if those events do come to fruition, there's still a very, very I think there's a slightly bigger chance that fight happens, because they're going to build it up as such, and at some point there's just going to be no avoiding it. Right? In 2018, Eddie Hearn was ducking the fight. In 2019, Eddie Hearn seemingly wanted to make the fight. So in 2020, I think it's got to happen. But yeah, it's King Fight News. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. For more boxing, remember where you heard it first. And I'm gone, man. Peace.